Hi there, Laura here from Get Organized HQ, and I recently went to one of my favorite stores for organizing products, and that is Home Goods. I am gonna show you some of the things that I found in store that might interest you if your store has the same things. Plus, be sure to stay tuned to the end because I'm also going to show you how I actually use the items that I bought in my home. I thought these were the cutest little containers. They're heavy ceramic on a wood base, and like out in a bathroom or something like that, I think they would be so cute. And they are $25. This is another heavy ceramic item that would be perfect for a bathroom. It has 3 slots to hold your toothbrushes and makeup brushes, and then a little tray in the front. And this is just the aisle of what I would call bathroom organizers at Home Goods. I just love looking through here. It always changes. You never know what you're going to find, and they have such cute stuff. I really liked this whole black and white display of mostly bathroom organizing type stuff. And this bag caught my eye. I love anything that's black and white striped. It looked very sturdy. It had like a metal around the top so it wouldn't collapse. I think you could use it in all sorts of situations. And I also felt like this $15 was a great price for it. And I also really like this tray. I feel like it would look good on a bathroom, either like corralling the like your keys or your wallet or junk that you just throw on your countertop, or even like bottles that are setting up on your counter. I was really attracted to these tissue holders that just cover the tissue and make it look cuter. This one was $17. It looked pretty sturdy. I loved the black and white at the bottom. A couple places were a little scratched though, so I did not love that. And this Ray Dunn one was only $10, and that is actually the one I ended up getting, and I will show it to you in my living room toward the end of the video. A ceramic tray that says stuff, and you're probably seeing a trend here of things that say generic things like things and stuff, and I love it. And this one is $15. It seems very sturdy. I feel like we can always use baskets, and Home Goods has the most baskets of pretty much anywhere I have seen. My only complaint is sometimes they don't have a lot in one store if you want like matching baskets that are exactly the same, but there are just wonderful choices. I ended up getting this one for my daughter's room, and I love it. So continuing with the basket theme, this one really caught my eye. The thread of the silver gray is slightly sparkly. It's only $25 for the biggest one, and I got it to use in my living room, which I'll show you shortly. I was choosing between these two for my daughter's room. You can tell me which one is your favorite. I ended up going with the gray rainbow one on the right. And yet again, just more baskets and bins and crates. If you need these types of things, Home Goods is your store for sure. This is another basket that really caught my eye. I loved how it was white, how it was fairly stiff and pretty big, but I ended up going with the white and gray. And here are the two that I was choosing for my living room side by side. I ended up going with the one on the right, but I would really love to know in the comments which one you would have chosen. I love them both. I just thought the cream looked a little bit better in my space, and I don't have a lot of browns in my space either for like that handle, so that's why I went with that one. The office aisle here is pretty fun. They usually have a ton of different organizing type stuff. I was drawn to this wood and acrylic type organizer. I thought it had a lot of space, and it was only $15, which I thought was very reasonable. I also really love the white wood type products. I noticed a lot of Ray Dunn type stuff on this trip, which I love, and I was so incredibly drawn to this organizer. It's only $8, but ultimately I did not get it, this letter one as well, because I had no idea what I would do with it. I just think it is super, super cute and functional. Now, what could be better than a basket that literally says organize? This is another Ray Dunn for the office, and this one is $13, and I honestly would go with the wood one over this because A, it's cheaper, and B, stuff wouldn't fall out like it would in the wire ones. Ever since creating the Shelfie handbook and doing so many shelves for that, I am always on the lookout for a good set of shelves. I love this one. The drawer in the bottom is unique and also gives you a place for hidden storage. Each shelf gets a little bit more shallow and it is $250. I love their little craft section. They always have such different things. And I thought these bead sets were so cute for making bracelets. I got this summer one for my daughter. They also have a lot of pens and notebooks, and I really liked this notebook with blank white paper for them to draw and paint on. So I got them each one of those. I also really liked the selection of really cute laundry baskets. They say laundry, wash me please, sort today, wash tomorrow, fold eventually. And that one is actually a Ray Dunn basket. So if you have a lot of other Ray Dunn stuff, it's going to look really cute. And it is $20, which I think is very reasonable for how big it is and the quality canvas that it's made out of. And it seemed pretty stiff. I really wanted it, but I could not justify it because we already have a laundry bin. I wanted to show you these bins because I feel like they're so versatile and they can be a little bit of an alternative to the multi-purpose bins that I always use. I also love the colors that they came in, and they come in sets. So you have to get a set of 3 of them together for $13, which I think is a reasonable price. In the home decor arena, I liked this white lantern so much with the built-in candle that I actually got one, and I'll show you where I put it later in the video. Even though I am not a coffee drinker, I loved this whole display of like coffee and tea and black and white dishes, and these are Ray Dunn coffee mug set. I love how they stack and the size of the mugs and how they come in like a rack, so they would look really good on like a coffee bar. And the ones on the top say like rise and shine, good morning. And obviously these say coffee. And I believe these are $25, which I think is reasonable for this product. Here we are in the dishes and baking section. I love how cute most of their dishes are. I was so incredibly tempted by this tiny little dish. However, I ended up not getting it because I really didn't have a clear use for it. And I just thought it would be something that ended up using once or twice and not that much again. I also love the color. They come in blue and red. You can really never have too many turntables. And this one, I love that it has a rim and that gray plastic mat on the bottom so stuff doesn't slide around. And it's only $7, which I think is really a good price. It's about 10 inches wide. They had quite a bit of different types of acrylic organizers or clear plastic, and that's really in right now. And so you have a great selection. And the best part was a lot of them had some really good prices. So this was my favorite find, actually, an egg organizer for your refrigerator, which I have and I use regularly, but I actually had to pay a lot more for mine. So this price is really an amazing price for only $8. I grabbed this bin because I wasn't 100% sure if it was going to be a good price or not, but I looked it up on Amazon and I think you would actually save $5 getting it here. So here is both the lantern and the basket. So we just put the lantern here on the corner of our fireplace. I had someone else in mind, but the scale was kind of off, so I think it looks nice there. And then we have this basket. Now, I actually am not in love with the look of the basket there. I love the basket itself, but it looks like kind of lonely and sad. But to be honest, we have really struggled with what to do with these little spots. Shelves kind of they just end up looking weird, like it almost needs built-ins. And so I don't know what else to do, and it's very practical. So for now, I'm leaving it. If anybody has any ideas on how to make it less like random and lonely, let me know. But let me drag it to the light and show you what we put in it. So here it is up close. First of all, it has the throw that goes on our couch, which is just to the left of me. And at first, I tried to artfully kind of arrange the throw like I was an interior decorator, and it ended up looking, I thought, kind of dumb. So I just threw it in the basket so like you can't see it. And then when you remove the throw, which we use all the time, is our games. And I am so excited about this. This basket is like really huge. Like I'm putting my hand down in there so you can see how big it is and how many games it fits. And I could fit several more. And let me tell you why I like this. So if you see here behind us, and I did not clean up for you, you know, here's our couch, our kitchen is back there, and this is where games are played. Right here in the living room. As you can see, they just completed a game. And I don't know if you can see, but like there's a little bit of space underneath our couch. I know it just looks dark in the video, but there's a good 2 or 3 inches. And so all of the games were going right under there, and you could totally see them from both behind the couch and in front of the couch, and it was bugging me. So I decided, instead of trying to put them way over in this room over here where I had them, where then you'd have to drag them out and they'd end up just getting shoved under the couch, to make it really easy. And instead, that's our Jenga game, but they like to like build with it. They made a, I think they called it a house for my son's cars. And then I just stuck the games right in here. So now they are all accessible from right where we played them, and so easy to put away. So I'm happy with the basket. I love the way the basket itself looks. I'm just thinking it doesn't look amazing in the space, but it's functional, and it is definitely improvement over seeing all of the games underneath the couch. So here is where I ended up putting that basket. It fits really nice to the side of this Calyx bookshelf from IKEA. We've had that for a very long time. And this is what it looks like. I love the gray, and it's just subtle. It's pretty stiff. It holds quite a bit. It has her extra pillow and stuffies. This is like a big, giant stuffy. So it holds those, and it's really easy for her to toss them in. She was just getting too many, and they were kind of just scattered about. So I thought, why not give her a basket to put them in? And I think it looks nice in this space. I also did not clean up this room for you, so the books usually do stay. I get this question in color order pretty well. I do not really know what those are down there, so don't ask me about those, but she puts them away in color order because she likes them that way. So that's what I did with that basket, and I really like it. I have considered getting a second one to go on the other side, so she would just have more space for stuffies and things like that. Now I'm going to show you the tissue box that I got. I really like it. I like that it's white. It's a very sturdy wood. It makes the tissues, I think, just look a little bit nicer because we always have them out here. The only complaint that I have about it is that the sticker would not come off easily from this side. It came off here pretty well, but you can see I'm still working on it. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. So I don't love that. I wish they would make their stickers easier to remove, but other than that, I am really happy with it. As an aside, I thought I would just ask if anybody has an opinion. Do you like that plant there? It came in one of those home decor boxes, so I didn't really pick it out. I think the top of it looks nice, like it's totally fake. But this part looks incredibly fakey. You can see, like, so I don't know. What do you think? I'm definitely, like, I like having a decorated home, and I do try, but I'm not like as gifted at home decor as I am at organizing. So I hope you enjoyed seeing how I used these items, and if you have found anything good at Home Goods, let me know in the comments, or if there's another shop that you'd like to shop at to find great organizing items, let me know.